The researchers have developed a list of the most powerful armed forces. If the Third World War began, it is very likely that you will die at the hands of one of them. Top 10 Most Powerful Armies in the World. Number 10. South Korea. This country has armed itself to the teeth because of the enmity they have with North Korea, the country commanded by Kim Jong-un, the big guy that no one can criticize without being banned. He has an active staff of 625,000 soldiers, 2,300 tanks, 1,400 aircraft, 1 aircraft carrier, 15 submarines, and a defense budget of $33 billion annually. Number 9. Germany. It has 180,000 troops, 408 tanks, 676 aircrafts, 5 submarines, and $36 million as budget per year. Although its army is smaller than that of Korea, being an important part of the military alliance that groups Europe and the United States, NATO, increases its score, and no wonder. Since the invasion of Crimea, Russia is a threat to Europe, and if the Baltic countries are invaded, it is likely that Germany will be involved in a war against its will. Number 8. Turkey. This country, governed by Recep Tayyip Erdogan, has 410,000 troops, 3,670 tanks, 1,007 planes, 13 submarines, and $18 billion in defense budget per year. You may ask, what does all that cost? Turkey is facing in its own territory the party organization of Kurdish workers, which wants, as its name indicates, the independence of the Kurdistan region. In addition, it has entered the war in Syria? To defeat the Islamic State? No, to chase Kurds. Number 7. Japan. The Japanese self-defense forces have 250,000 troops, 678 tanks, 1,590 planes, 3 aircraft carriers, and $40 billion budgeted per year. All that to face the danger of a possible North Korea attack, which in the first days of March, launched 4 missiles that fell into its territorial sea. Now that the relationship has improved since Donald Trump with Joe Biden, together with Fumio Kishida, they have set out to push for a greater Japanese military role in Asia to confront China. Number 6. United Kingdom. With this country we come to the first nuclear power of this video. And it is that the country of Brexit has 225 atomic bombs. In addition, it has 150,000 troops, 407 tanks, 879 planes, a carrier aircraft, and $55 billion as defense budget. Number 5. France. It is the most important army in Europe, composed of 205,000 troops, 423 tanks, 1,282 planes, 300 nuclear warheads, 4 aircraft carriers, 10 submarines, and a military budget of $35 billion. France has aircraft bombing positions of the Islamic State in Syria and Iraq, and soldiers deployed in Mali, facing Al-Qaeda. In addition, it is forced to take care of its own territory of terrorist attacks, and to respond to a possible Russian aggression. Number 4. India. It is located in such a high position due to the large amount of active personnel it has, 1,325,000 troops. Also, it has a remarkable force of 6,464 tanks, 2,086 aircraft, 2 aircraft carriers, and 14 submarines. The nuclear race with its neighbor Pakistan left it with nothing less than an arsenal of between 80 and 100 warhead. Not bad to be a third world country. Number 3. China. It has 9,150 tanks, 2,150 aircraft, 250 nuclear warheads, 1 aircraft carrier, 68 submarines, and a military budget of $155 billion annually. But what makes the Chinese army truly fearsome is the number of people it has. Nothing less than 2,335,000 troops. What makes it the most powerful in the world? Facing the Chinese is a suicide. And the countries of Southeast Asia know it, that have a territorial dispute, because China is building artificial islands in its territorial waters. Number 2. Russia. If you thought that the country of vodka was defeated after the end of the Cold War, Vladimir Putin will tell you, neat. In fact, he is regaining his power. It has 766,000 military personnel, 3,547 aircraft, 1 aircraft carrier, 60 submarines, and a budget of $46 billion. But what makes Russia really fearsome is its army of 15,398 combat vehicles, the largest in the world, and its 8,484 warheads, the largest nuclear arsenal. And they are not idle armed forces. Putin has invaded Crimea, has occupied parts of Georgia and Moldavia, helps the rebels against the Ukrainian government and maintains bases in the Mediterranean Sea, from where he bombards anyone who opposes the government of his ally, the Syrian president, Bashar al-Assad. That is why the Baltic countries tremble at the idea of being invaded, and even the peaceful Sweden has decreed the mandatory military service. Number 1. United States. It has the highest defense spending in the world, $581 billion annually. It also has the largest air force with 13,444 combat aircraft. It has 19 aircraft carriers, 8,848 tanks, 7,506 nuclear warheads and 75 submarines. He currently has troops in Syria and Iraq to help local armies against the Islamic State, and in Afghanistan, where since 2001 USA has been fighting unsuccessfully against the Taliban. The United States bombards Libya and Yemen and has an army of drones that serve to carry out remote aerial attacks. It is still to be seen if Joe Biden will use his nuclear arsenal for military purposes. These were the 10 countries with the most powerful armies. If you want to conquer the world, follow us on Facebook. If your country is being bombed, follow us on Twitter. And if you liked this video, subscribe to the channel. This was Top Max.